What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. And today, we gonna now be answering the question. Superman lifts Godzilla, but where will he drop him? Now, this is one of those videos that I wanted to get out quickly, so I apologize if things are a little bit sloppy or if the editing is off. I just wanted to put this out there for your viewing pleasure. So let's not waste any time. Let's go straight into this. First up, why does Superman decide to lift Godzilla? Now, this is never explicitly stated in any comic books that I know of, but given Superman's moral code and his outlook on life, it would probably have to do with the destruction that Godzilla was leaving in his path, and it would probably bother Superman to no end. Not only that, but Clark Kent is a reporter, and he would likely want to get a good look at what was going on and maybe even snap a few pictures. So he takes off his glasses, looks through his camera, and then flies away to confront Godzilla. Next up, how does Superman actually manage to lift Godzilla? Well, this one is a bit easier to answer. In order to lift him, Superman simply grabs a hold of Godzilla's tail and lifts him away. However, it's important to note that this is a much easier task said than done. And before we continue, please take a moment to hit the like button for more great animation and comic book related videos. Thank you very much. So, let's say that Superman managed to grab onto Godzilla and get him off the ground. How exactly would he go about doing this? Well, when Superman lifts heavy objects, he typically uses a combination of super strength and control over his own mass and density. This allows him to manipulate his own weight, making it easier to lift incredibly heavy objects. In order to lift Godzilla, Superman would likely need to increase his density to be able to support Godzilla's weight. However, due to the immense pressure placed on his lower body, his legs would likely break under the weight and snap. So instead, Superman would need to shift his weight to his upper body, allowing him to stand upright. To make this possible, Superman would need to increase his upper body's strength and resistance to damage. This would allow him to avoid being crushed by the immense weight of Godzilla, okay? So now that Superman has Godzilla up in the air, where is he going to drop him? Now, this is where things get difficult because Superman wouldn't want to simply drop Godzilla anywhere. He would likely try to find somewhere safe to put him, so that he doesn't cause any more damage. However, since Superman is a fictional character, and Godzilla is a giant monster who destroys everything in his path, it's likely that wherever Superman took him, he would still cause some sort of damage. The first place that Superman might consider dropping Godzilla is the Fortress of Solitude. However, this is probably not a good idea, since the Fortress of Solitude is made up of kryptonite, and kryptonite is very dangerous to Superman, so this wouldn't be a good option. Another place that Superman might consider dropping Godzilla, however, this is also not a good idea since Superman grew up in Smallville, and he would never forgive himself if anything happened to the town or its people. So that leaves Superman with only one option. He would have to take Godzilla all the way up into space and then drop him off there. However, before he does this, Superman would likely try to calm Godzilla down and reason with him to see if he could get him to stop destroying everything. But as we all know, Godzilla is a giant monster who is driven by his rage and anger, so it's unlikely that Superman would be able to calm him down. So Superman would have no choice but to take Godzilla all the way up into space and then drop him off there. But as we all know, this is not an easy feat. It would take a lot of energy and power to get Godzilla off the ground and then all the way up into space. Not only that, but Superman would need to make sure that Godzilla didn't cause any damage on his way up. If Godzilla were to start destroying things on his way up, it would be catastrophic for the entire planet. However, despite all of these challenges, Superman would be committed to doing whatever it takes to stop Godzilla from destroying everything. So he would use all of his power and strength to get Godzilla all the way up into space and then drop him off there. Once Godzilla is in space, Superman would know that he had finally won. He would have saved the planet from certain destruction, and he would have done everything that he could to protect the people he cared about. But this victory would be bittersweet for Superman. He would know that he had to make the ultimate sacrifice in order to save the world. He had to send Godzilla into space, away from everything he knew and loved, and he would never see him again. However, Superman would be willing to make this sacrifice because that's what being a hero is all about. It's about making the difficult decisions and doing what's right, even if it means never seeing your friends again. As Superman watched Godzilla disappear into the vastness of space, he knew that he had done the right thing. He had saved the planet, but he couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness. He had lost a friend, but he knew that it was worth it. The world was safe because of his actions. So where exactly would Superman drop Godzilla in space? Well, Since Godzilla is a giant monster who is driven by his rage and anger, it would likely take Superman quite some time to get him all the way to the edge of the solar system. And during this time, Godzilla would likely be thrashing around, causing all sorts of chaos. So Superman would want to make sure that he dropped him off somewhere that was far away from any planets or other celestial bodies. He wouldn't want Godzilla to accidentally destroy something on his way out of the solar system. As Superman approached the edge of the solar system, he would begin to look for a suitable place to drop off Godzilla. Eventually, he would find a small, uninhabited asteroid and decide to drop Godzilla off there. This asteroid was far away from any other celestial bodies, so there was no risk of Godzilla causing any damage. Plus, it was small enough that Godzilla wouldn't be able to do too much damage before he ran out of oxygen. Of course, Superman would be sad to leave Godzilla behind, but he would know that it was for the greater good. By dropping Godzilla off on this asteroid, Superman would ensure that the world was safe from the monster once and for all. And with that, Superman would fly back home, knowing that he had done everything he could to protect the people he cared about. So, that is my story about Superman lifting Godzilla and then taking him up to space and dropping him off there. It was a very long and difficult process for Superman, but he knew that it was necessary in order to save the planet. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit the like button for more content. Thank you very much. Now I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this situation. What do you think? Superman managed to lift Godzilla. Where do you think he would drop him? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you have any video suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. I am always looking for new ideas for videos to make. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.